I'm gonna put you lot on and give you lot a song that I've been having on repeat recently still. And for this week, yeah, I'll say my track of the week has to be Find the Booth from PS. PS hits. If you don't know about PS, yeah, it's like when it comes to drill, I feel like he's very slept on, yeah. But the people that know about him know that when it comes to drill, I don't think anyone's better than PS. I'll be so honest. I feel like he's definitely one of the goats of drill in terms of actual ability, in terms of his flows, his lyricism, everything about PS. He's like, for me, he's pretty much like the perfect drill rapper. He's got every aspect you need to be the GOAT of drill. The only thing is consistency. But recently, his consistency been pretty good, to be honest. I think he dropped about like 6, 7 songs since 2021 started. I know he got one with Gigs, Quang Face. He done the Plugged In. He done Big Stepper. Yeah, he done a couple songs. So my track of the week is PS's Find the Booth. For me personally, I think, because obviously a lot of people comparing it to his Verse the Street freestyle, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that Verse the Streets is probably the best drill freestyle ever, yeah. But then for me personally, I think like I don't know. I just feel like PS was more polished on his Fan the Booth than he was in his Verse in the Streets. His Verse in the Streets probably more iconic in it, because that was a special moment in drill. His first freestyle fresh home. But this Fan the Booth for me was just better on a technical level. I feel obviously the wordplay was quite similar, but I just think he just found himself a little bit more in his Fan the Booth. I feel like we're really starting to, even though it's making the same kind of music, I still think like we're starting to see a different side of PS. I ain't gonna lie, like even the way he's carrying himself from his body language, the way he delivers his bars, I can tell that he's really starting to come into himself as an artist. So I'm looking forward to this tape. Hopefully it slaps, man. And I got faith in PS, man. He's a very very good artist. He's one of the few drill rappers that I can say is actually an artist. You understand that? There's a lot of drill rappers that on drill they know how to ride a drill beat in it, but I wouldn't say they're an artist. But I think PS is one of them, man, that he can ride any kind of beat. You get me? So that's my track of the week, PS Find the Booth. I want to know what you lot's track of the week is. And if you've not heard PS Find the Booth, please go listen to it now. Like, just drop what you're doing and go listen to it, car fam. You get me? That was a mad thing. And also, what I want to get into, whilst we're on the topic of music, is obviously we're in July now, my birthday month. This is the month where all the goats are born right now. And obviously, if you've not been paying attention, you'll see that a lot of big artists have announced their albums. So I want to know from you lot, what album are you lot looking forward to the most for July? 'Cause obviously, we've seen Dave announce we're alone in this together. And when I deep that album title is a mad thing. Man said we're alone together. That's like, Dave is always one of them man with them mysterious kind of things. He's always thinking about things deeper. You already know there's gonna be like a mad concept behind his album, to be honest. So I'm waiting to see. Obviously, he dropped I don't know if it's the lead single, but he dropped one of the singles with Clash featuring Stormzy, which did funnily got a lot of backlash from a few other MCs as well. They weren't really happy, but I ain't gonna get into that right now. Okay, if I was to speak on it, I don't think it'll even be allowed to get aired on radio. So what I gotta say for that, but I'll speak on that situation separately on a different platform. But yeah, man, obviously on Twitter, a lot of people wasn't really rating the song, but for me personally, that Dave and Stormzy song, yeah. I rated what they were trying to do, man. I'm not gonna lie. I like the way they just flexed on it. Obviously, we know Dave and Stormzy, like, they're both shower man, innit? They can both spray and just do the mad thing on a drill beat, but they just kind of want to give us a different side to it, and it still wasn't bad though. Like when you deep the rhyming patterns they were using and the way they rolled that beat, I don't think I ever heard those kind of rhyming patterns being used. There was even times where they would leave words out, and just because you know what rhyme they're gonna use next, you understand? And even that Stormzy verse as well, it was very kind of calculated, very, you understand what I'm saying? The wordplay was quite intricate as well. Like it's not the basic wordplay you hear every day. So man, it's not my favorite song. Like I said on Twitter, I feel like they could have gone in way harder, to be honest. Cause when you listen to like Stormzy verse on I Don't Know, and you listen to Dave's verse on Straight Murder, or like Stormzy verse on Hair This, like, them man can go in a lot harder than they did, but it is what it is, man. They were just trying to flex, and I think they done it well. If you watch the music video as well, the music video was a mad thing. Like that's when I realized that I'm broke. Like when I watched the music video, I realized that I ain't got no money, fam. Like I'm brass, fam. Cause them man there, you see the way they were flexing. Like a man said something about Dave. Dave said something about an Aston Martin. There's no need to rent it, like, bro. I can't believe how much money these look. But it's good to see though, man. It's good to see, get me? Because people used to think that the only way you can become rich off music is if you're like American or as if one of these pop singers. But it's good to see man from like South London and that just being able to change their life and their family's wealth through music. You get me? Obviously, another album that's been announced coming out this month is Fredo's. I'm pretty sure Fredo's is dropping the same day as Dave. A lot of people are kind of trying to compare, saying, "Oh, Dave's gonna get number one spot, Fredo's gonna get number two." But for me, the charts, obviously, in this generation, we read a lot into the charts in it. But for me, I just care about quality of music in it, and I'm excited for the Fredo album, probably even more than the Dave one, to be honest. Cause obviously, Fredo drops his album beginning of the year. Money Can't Buy Happiness. And you see with that album, that for me that was a very very good body of work, but it wasn't universal in a way where not everyone was rating it. It was just a very certain kind of Fredo fan that was liking the album, to be honest. And I get it because really and truly, that's not Fredo's sound. The real conscious rap thing is not really what Fredo does. And I wouldn't say he tried it on the album, and that's the closest to being conscious we're ever gonna hear Fredo, to be honest. But for this album, me personally, I think we could be in for a classic. I know it's way too early to say it, but even the run that Fredo's been on since Money Can't Buy Happiness until now, the tune he dropped with Heady the other day, even the Independence Day freestyle, like Fredo's a rapper, like he knows how to put words together. So I'm looking forward to. And Fredo, when it comes to projects, apart from Third Avenue, he don't really miss with projects. Like Tables Turn was a good one. You get me? Like Fredo don't really. What was that? A project, was it Get Rich or Get Recalled? I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, Fredo don't really miss with projects. He don't really miss with singles as well. He don't miss with freestyles a lot. So I'm looking forward to this one. And obviously, what other projects? I know Sneakbo just dropped one yesterday. I was literally listening to it on the way here. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like Sneakbo's one it was a good listen. I literally said it this morning. I feel it was a good listen. I don't see myself going back to it that much. I don't think it's got much replay value. But that's just because Sneakbo's not really an artist I check for like that. But it was a very very good project. I'm sure Sneakbo's core fan base would be happy with it, to be honest. And like, yeah, man, I liked hearing Lippy and Tricky on there as well. That little skit they had for the culture, that was really big as well. 'Cause I feel like it's important to like bridge the gap between the personalities in the scene and the artists as well. You get me? Because obviously we always see like artists are not happy when like a podcaster says their name on a podcast, whatever. But when you see like them coming together and really bridging the gap, it's good to see. It's good for the culture, man. And yeah, man, I like Sneakbo's thing. And even with Sneakbo as well, I feel like I've always felt like he's an artist that the impact he's had on the game kind of gets forgotten about. Obviously, I wasn't even about them times there, like touch a button, them kind of times, but man still know about it because when you look back, you realize like, wow, no one was moving the way Sneakbo was moving before Sneakbo, and that's facts. Like the kind of wavy music he was making, I feel like I don't want to say the first, 'cause I don't know in it, but I'm pretty from what I've seen, he's probably the first to do that kind of sound, that wavy kind of rap sound. You get me? Because before that, I feel like street rap was very gritty, very cruddy. I didn't really see anyone making it wavy and making it flexy before Sneakbo. I might be wrong, but that's just from my perspective, to be honest. So yeah, those are the albums that I'm looking forward to the most. I want you like guys to comment down below which one you think will be the best, which albums did I miss out as well. And yeah, man, I'm gonna go on a little music break and then I'm gonna come back and give you my predictions for the final tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit.